here. So we're broken into like 4 big teams here today. There's sprinkler guys are going to be working with John Kenyon from the OFC, so we don't have to worry about them too much. You might see them running around and pick up trucks and stuff like that. The North group is going to be basically going to be Northwest Side Fire, and they're going to have engine 102, tender 102, engine 101, and tender 101. And they're going to basically be working in Fintry Park. They're going to be in Upper Fintry too, aren't they, Liz? So they'll have Upper Fintry, Fintry Park, and Valley of the Sun. And while we're on this, Fintry Park has been designated as a safety zone. That's on the park side. And if for some reason our guys would be working in the central group, if you had to go this way, it's just down the hill into the park, and then you basically keep going straight, which is basically north, and there's a gel
Hold up, Darren.
and a
Hey guys.
Oh shit, sorry.
There's a briefing going on over here. Come on, join us.
Okay, so there's going to be a sprinkler group working under John Kenyon. John, stick your hand up to everybody. John's also the construction branch director here too. So, and they're going to be doing some work along West Side Road. So the north group is going to be it's going to basically be Northwest Side Fire Rescue, and they're going to be looking after Upper Fintry, Fintry Delta, and Fintry Park, and Valley of the Sun. And the safe zones up there are the actual park itself, and Valley of the Sun, where the fire, I guess, went through 98 or something like that, as you turn into Valley of the Sun. For some reason, if you get up there on the right-hand side, they've been using it for a helipad and stuff like that. There's some brush in there, but it's not, it's all just like deciduous stuff, so it's a pretty good spot. And there's basically, this side of it, there's no trees left from that other fire. In the La Casa area, that's going to be our center group under, where's Captain Galling hiding? So he's going to run it from an actual rig, but the trucks that are going to be in there with Captain Galling today are going to be, we sort of partnered them up, and it's just up to the group supervisor to run them however he wants. But we have Bush 21, Pump 21, Bush 71, Mini 61, and when they get on the lake, Zodiac 91. And they're pretty handy.
They're out there waiting.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Contacted Ron, so when you get out there, just contact Zodiac 91. And what we used them for last night was basically just probably a quarter way across the lake, just as a spotter, so that if things heat up and we get some spotting down the hill, to give you a heads up.
Should we give Ron TAC 7?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, because we'll go 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
So, Ron, your tactical channel will be 7, and our Firecom channel up here is going to be 5, and don't be afraid to use it and actually test it early on, because what you'll find is along the roadway here, as you go through the different creeks and drainages and stuff, you'll lose that line of sight and you'll lose radio communication. So if you guys are all just sitting in La Casa, that's the easy one to just use the TAC channel. But if you guys are getting a little bit spread out, just switch it back to Firecom 5, and it works pretty good. It's a straight shot for the repeater across the lake. The South group is going to work with myself and Chief Fletcher here from 42. So in the South group, we have Tender 31 and Squad 33 partnered up. Tender 61 and Bush 42 partnered up, and Tender 42 and Bush 200 partnered up, and we can get this after too. Pump 1 and Engine 42 partnered up, and Pump 32 and Bush 52 partnered up. And we're basically in charge of everything from just around the corner from La Casa is, it's not even marked, but they call it Caesar's Landing, and there's one huge house down there, and we don't know if we're going to be able to do anything as far as access, if that thing's going to be unsavable or not, but if you've seen it from the lake, it has a gigantic copper roof on it, and it's under construction, and it's all, it can't get any more, yeah, it's got a tower crane. So, we have, what's Lake Okanagan Resort? Yep. We've designated that. That's probably our top value up here. There's La Casa and Lake Okanagan Resort. It's not a great safety zone, so that's why it's an emergency safety zone, but the golf course and stuff opens up, and then right down on the lake at the docks, it's perfect, but it's tough to get down there. So that's why we didn't want to have it as a primary safety zone, but we might come up with a plan here with John later on today to be able to do some actually staying and defending if it comes to that. The next emergency safety zone is right here. And again, it's not great because we have all the trees and stuff like that and the drainage behind us. but it might protect you from radiant heat. The gated community, it's called Jenny Creek. Jenny Creek.
Yeah.
It's kind of fuel free along the road, because the problem is our next safety zone is
Traders Cove.
So the marine park.
Yeah.
So it's so tight along here. We had to come up with something that would maybe work in a pinch, and definitely they're not great, but they might be useful tactically. So, and that's basically the general setup for today. Odds are the central group will be sort of just jammed into Lacasse, and if something happens, they can come down and help. And same thing is we'll probably be just a patrol along the road, helping out in Lake Okanagan Resort with some, leaf blowers. I'm not kidding, like getting the pine needles off the roofs and helping get some rooftop sprinklers and stuff set up. And but we'll sort of have from that Caesar's Landing property south, and then the north group, I think they'll be kind of stationary too. So does that make sense? Pretty fancy map that AC Wild drew here for us.
An artist.
Yeah, that Zodiac 91 worked out pretty good last night, just telling us where the fire was and stuff. So
good.
If we need to, like if things really start to heat up and we have some significant spotting coming down, it's probably not a bad idea to request MR2 with a 4-person crew, and we'll do that through John. Out in the field, it'll go through John to command that way into the DOC. So if you guys need that, it'll happen today. You want to talk about the sprinkler?
Yeah, just on the sprinkler deployment, have you guys all seen the sprinkler systems work? You ever seen them? Understand what they are? Well, we got 2 sprinklers.